Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone to the Women's Empower Network. I have another incredible woman with us today. We have Dharma Funder. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Coach Reverend Ginny. I am so excited to be here with you today.
Well,
The
thank
universe
you.
made it happen.
All in divine timing, right?
Yes.
Well, that's great. Well, so that we can get you to know you a little bit, if you wouldn't mind sharing some of your story and your journey that led you to what you're passionate about today.
Well, my story starts pretty much as a very young girl. I um, I was groomed by my mom and grew up in a household with sexual, mental, and psychological abuse, including sexual abuse. She would actually give me away for favors.
Oh my.
And as I was starting to grow up at the age of about 9, I started to become very aware of what was going on around me. And by the age of 10, my mom had then divorced my stepfather, who had been part of this whole thing, which to me was kind of confusing. By the age of 12, I was raped by her boyfriend in my own bed in my own bedroom. I was beaten up so badly that I was in intensive care for a week. My
Wow.
mom testified against me in court, and by the age of 15, I was emancipated because the state didn't deem it safe for me to be returned to her care. I tried to make things work out for myself, but I kept repeating some of these behavioral patterns that she taught me,
Right.
which we can all agree was probably not very healthy. By the age of 19, I got pregnant and had my daughter at 20, which is a very young mom, and still managed to get myself through school, got myself a clinical psychology degree, also ended up with an MBA, and studied both in Denmark and Sweden, and figured out that this is not really working. It really didn't work. I went into therapy, I went into coaching, and it just didn't work. I just ended up completing these behavioral patterns that would sabotage myself. And I was just, therapy is just, I would walk out of that therapy session. I was like, why do you want me to take a tennis racket and hit a pillow with? It just doesn't make any sense to me because I wasn't angry. I was more confused why this would keep on happening. And lo and behold, I ended up with my daughter in Sweden. She was about, what, 5 or 6 years old. And at the breakfast table, she literally told me, I'm not going to eat, Mom, because you're not eating. And at that point, I had had anorexia for almost 15 years. And that's when I realized I need to make a change. I knew I needed to find a way to shift what was happening within my nervous system, my behavioral pattern, because therapy obviously didn't help. Got into coaching, studied the different modalities that were available, and it didn't help. And in the year about 2000, I came across something called rebirthing, and it completely changed my life. It turned my life upside down, and I checked out for 3 weeks. What I mean by checking out, I do not remember what happened at all, but it saved my life.
How
I've
old
been
was your
suicidal.
daughter at this time?
In 2000, she was born in 91. So that was her age. She was still fairly young and probably a little bit too grown up for her age and really difficult. I went and studied, I had a psychology professor that I would talk to about childhood development to figure out how to navigate this maze. And it was just, I don't know. It was just devastating. I just wasn't able to be there for her the way that I wanted to. Today, it is obvious that I did do whatever I could do, and she turned out okay. We're best friends today. Was it always that easy? No.
Right.
But um, rebirthing kind of gave me a different pathway to some very internal insights that yoga, pranayama, Ayurveda, kinesiology, herbs, other kinds of modalities had not been able to do. And after about 2 years of doing that, I realized it is still not doing the shift. And I went in and I spent time studying the neurological pathways that are happening within our physical body, tied to neurolinguistic programming, but going a little bit deeper than just the word, how we say it, the feeling behind it, the traumas that we experience, what's triggering the response to the trauma, where is it coming from? And it's not what we think. And when I realized that it is not what we think, because the nervous system tells your brain what to do, it's not the other way around.
Oh, interesting.
That's when I realized, oh, so the body remembers. Anybody read that book? Yes, the body remembers. It's in the cellular structure of our DNA as we grow up. That's where it's stored. That is what is telling our physical body to respond. It communicates to the brain, oh, you've been here before. You better be on alert. You shouldn't be doing this because then you're not maybe going to be abandoned, rejected. You're not going to fit in. This is what happened last time. Don't do that. It helps in a lot of different ways because you don't want to get that. Have you ever been on a farm and you have this electrical fence and you as a kid say, hey, go and touch that? And somebody walks over and they touch and they get electrocuted. It's like, it's fun, right? But you're not going to do it again because your body remembers, oh, I shouldn't be doing that. That's not good. That's what I'm talking about. You remember because the experience is still there. And that's when I started using more of a neurological pathway of finding out what is stored. They're calling it today the internal family systems. We started talking about it back in the mid 2005 about overcoming the birth trauma and your previous lives that you're taking with you in a samskara and a lot of other things that are stored within our neurological system.
Mm-hmm.
Spiritually, that to me was the key. And that's when I started shifting the way I would reply, respond, and even show up. Reconnecting with my internal resilience that I am innately born with, that you're born with. You learn how to walk. You learned a lot of different things before we were programmed by the environment around us. Is that no, you can't do. Yes, you should. This is how you should do it. That's what shifted for me.
So it sounds like that was actually finally the beginning of stepping into a new chapter, if you will, of your life going forward.
Oh, yeah.
And what did you call it again?
It's called the resilience code.
The resilience code. Can you tell
Yeah.
us a little bit about it? This is I love this. This is something new for me. I haven't heard of this before.
So the resilience that we are all innately born with is our drive to want to learn. It is our childlike curiosity of wanting to explore, observe, learn, and improve ourselves. We want to learn. We want to have fun. We want to engage. We are never, ever held back by possible failure. And to prove that, how many times will any child need to fall in order for them to figure out how to walk? how to crawl. They fall so many times. They hurt themselves. They get beat up. It's painful, but they still do it. You want to learn how to ride a bike? You get on that bike. You want to learn how to talk? You figure it out. You make mistakes along the way, but it's not the mistake that defines you, it's the success. In this beginning time of our lives, we're not focused on, oh, what if I've missed this? What if I mess this up? What if I make this mistake? No, we're driven by this innate desire, curiosity, this, I don't know how else to describe it. It's just this childlike curiosity. And we are doing it with so much passion. We're curious. Oh, that hurt, but it didn't hold us back. We did it again.
Yeah.
It's, I learned how to ride a horse. Did I fall off? Yes. Did I hurt myself? Yes. But I still did it. Every time we learn something new, we do it with this innate curiosity of, ooh, I wonder what was going to happen. But it doesn't have this negative, you shouldn't be doing that. That is what we learn. That's the resilience code. Once you reconnect with it, nothing is going to hold you back. You regain not just your confidence, but your self-confidence in your ability and the skills to do things. Skills are learned, but nothing is going to take that one away from you. You gain clarity, you regain your curiosity, and it's just this innate inner feeling of, I can do this.
It's interesting because what comes to mind is, I get a clear vision like a child, and you're so focused on what you want to accomplish that anything that you come up against, it's just a matter of, it's more of a thought, okay, how do we get over this, around this, through this? It's not like, oh, it's not working, I'm not going to try anymore.
Exactly. It is removing the noise because we want to fit in. We want to be accepted. We want to have other people approve of us. But the truth is that they will approve of us if we are true to ourselves.
Right? Yes.
It's the weirdest thing. We think we need to accommodate to somebody else and try to fit into the mold. But the more we try to fit into the mold, the less they're going to respect us, the less they're going to take us seriously, and the less they're going to listen. But the more we truly stand in our true self, no is a no. There's no explanation, no justification, nothing that is even, it's a full sentence. No, full stop. That's it. You'll be amazed. It's like, oh, yeah, okay. It's the weirdest feeling ever. But that is really what we want. We want you. The more you try to shape yourself to me, the more uncomfortable I become. And that's unfortunately what we women have been taught. No, you need to be a people pleaser. No, you need to do this in order for you to be approved of. This entrepreneurs, oh, we are supposed to be 10 times more qualified and skilled and master's degree and social, you name it. We need to have all of these certificates up the wazoo in order for us to be considered. But you don't need any of that.
It just came through so clearly when you were saying about, if you want the acceptance from others, is have complete self-acceptance. And that means your warts and all, your what you perceive as flaws, and just unconditionally love and accept yourself.
Exactly. It is, you are always perfectly imperfect. Always. And that's the way life is. It's if someone can't accept you for who you are, warts and all, then why do you stay? Because we're being literally taught that we have to. And that is what I do. That's what the resilience code will teach you. The tools, the all the different things. It's like the breath, the affirmation that you need to repeat, the internal rewriting of all of these personal laws and lies that we have been fed. That is what I do with the resilience code, is that you get this empowerment mastery toolkit that's, oh yeah, oh okay, no. And all of a sudden you're going to start to recognize, oh, that's the word. Huh, it's not going to trigger me anymore. And you're like, oh, I got this. It's just, I love doing this because when women stand in that, yeah, I got it. I said no. I delivered my presentation and I was owning the floor. I love it. And it's not arrogant. It is not self-centered. It is just empowering. It's just like empowerment. And yeah, some are going to say, oh, she's a arrogant kind of a woman. I said, yeah, I'm arrogant because I know what I'm worth. So if that is how they want to perceive it, then let them. Because if you
That's
surround
come up.
yourself with the right women, you're in the right group.
It's interesting that you say that. This has come up in the last month several times that uh, when a woman is uh, confident, and I'm going to say not in a cocky way, but in a self-assured way,
Yeah.
others may perceive her as arrogant and
Yep.
as if there's something wrong with being confident.
Exactly.
And that's a conditioning in itself, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And that's why I have I have groups and I have a safe space for women to come together, like for your network. It's really, no, I want you to be that way. I still remember showing up at a mastermind and I said, yeah, I was labeled as arrogant. And I was like, no, I'm not arrogant. And she called me out and she said, never ever say that you're not arrogant, because if they perceive you as arrogant, then let them perceive you as arrogant. You own your space. I'm nice. I am giving. I will give everything away. And yes, if that comes across as being arrogant, Michelle Obama is not arrogant.
Right.
Kamala Harris is not arrogant. There are so many other women that I can bring up. Brene Brown, she's not arrogant. There's one more that I'm thinking of, and I'm just trying to remember her name, and she's extremely successful, but she's not arrogant. Deborah Drummond, she's not arrogant. I went to the Oscars viewing party and met some really amazing women. And one in particular, she's won 8 Emmys, and she is the most grounded woman I have ever been around. She's amazing. There's another lady that I talked to, and we have some great conversations, and they are confident, assured. They're so confident in themselves, and they're like, oh, it's like a breath of fresh air. You can do it. We are a great bunch of women, confident, assured of ourselves. We have goals, and we have a no that my husband knows that he's not going to mess with. But that doesn't mean that I love him. It's just, this can be you.
That's so, thank you. I'm sorry that you had to go through the journey that you had to bring you to the resilience and the confidence and the empowerment of who you are today. And you broke that cycle for your daughter, which is like
Yes.
so beautiful, and that it can be done. And you mentioned earlier before we came on, you're about ready to launch a 6-week program. Is that right?
That is correct. I am launching it April 22nd. It is going live. And I'm working on my funnel to go out. So that will be added to your whatever it is that you're going to put it. So I'm going to add it in there. So if you're interested, either send me an email or get on that link and sign up because the 6-week course starts on April 26th. And that
26th,
will
22nd.
22nd. Thank you.
That's all right. I do it all the time. I say year when I mean month.
I
Just to
know.
let the audience know, we're going to put these links on how you can get in touch with Dharma Funder above this interview and also in the comments. So if you have friends that you want to see this, just tag them in the comments.
Yep, we'll
Um,
definitely do that.
yes.
Thank
This
you
is
so much for this.
no, thank you. Thank you for being here. Are you serious? This is juicy. I just love this because they know that there's so many women that you can serve and help and it doesn't have to be that you went through these kinds of traumas that Dharma Funder did, but we all collectively, because I've interviewed almost 200 women internationally now, and we have this global conditioning that you were talking about of, you know, how we're supposed to stay in our little box and our little role and no more.
Yep.
It's we can't anymore, can we? We just
Nope.
even if we want to, it's like we can't. This is time. It's time for us to find our voice and our authentic selves and uniqueness. So it's been so special to have you here today.
Thank
Before
you.
we go, is there any parting words of wisdom that you would like to share with us?
When you get stuck or when you feel anything that is like, "Oh, okay, this is not working, I want you to close your eyes, put your hand on your heart, and inhale for 4 and exhale for 6. Inhale for 4, exhale for 6. And then I want you to take a deep inhale and sigh. It will help the way the synapses are firing in your brain. It will ground you right here, right now, and it will give you a pause before we react, before we say anything. And in the event that you need to do a speaking engagement or you have to perform, that will help reset the entire nervous system.
I love that. Well, this has been so fascinating, and it's been an honor to get to know you a little bit more. And I look forward to seeing more of you in your 6-week program. And thank you again.
Thank you so much, Jenny.